Alrighty. Welcome, family. Welcome. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Y'all not want to add my boom, 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 boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I keep on thinking with my boom, boom, boom. What's up, family? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. The Couch Talk Show. Real conversations. Y'all get it? Real conversations. Real life stories. You get it? And that's the whole goal, family. That's the goal for us to have a platform where we can come and we can talk about life and we can talk about life challenges and we can talk about overcoming those challenges. You get me? That's why God laid it on my spirit to do what I do, you know, about, well, with the talk shows, family. Conversations, real conversations. I'm tapping something Facebook. I mean, yeah, Baltimore. I'm sorry. Real conversations, real life stories. We don't live in a fantasy world. A lot of us think we're in this that we live in this fantasy world, family, and that's not real. That's not real. You know, real life experiences. I'm not good with texting like most people real quick. Real life experiences, real experiences. I just love getting to the core of life, issues, challenges, and overcoming them. Okay, I'm gonna send this on over to my live pages. But yeah, let me go ahead on into this, family, for the ones that's just coming up. Now, I got a prompt up. I know y'all can't see the prompt over here on my regular live stream, but the prompt is growing from boys to men. Growing from boys to men. Now, I'm saying this, right? This is just a topic, but the same way for the women, okay? From girls to women. Just flip it from on your end. But get what I'm saying. All right, because I just wanted to talk about from boys to men. From boys to men, because I was thinking about my childish behaviors and stuff like that, right? And who better can I talk about? I tell y'all this all the time. I don't come on here to try to spread mess, chaos, and confusion amongst us. You know, I just read a little bit up more on the Carmela thing, right? And I might touch that as I go along, right? And the reason why I'm saying this, family, because y'all got to understand, I am a community activist. I am a community organizer. I am a community journalist. So I like to know what is happening around us. So if I have to go basically from reaching out like a lot of your reporters and journalists, right, to snoop to get information, I will. If I got to reach out to fact check to get information, I will. At least enough to have a conversation. I'm not like most people. I try to do my research on stuff. And if I'm not familiar, I'm not going to talk about it. I might touch it, but keep moving. Now, let me get back to this one. Okay. Growing from boys to men. And as always, I ask AI to put a 5-phase step in. At least something that you can grab hold to. You can go by. All right. This helps me when it comes to me putting back out information with a working process, with strategies. A lot of us don't look at that. We stay in the problem. I didn't get to be 64 overnight. It took years for me to get here. And I thank God that I'm able to go back and look over being a boy to becoming a man. Okay? So 5 steps, growing strategy. Anytime you go to a counselor, anytime you go to a therapist, anytime you go to a psychiatrist, anybody that you go to that's a professional is supposed to help you work up out of whatever your trauma may be. But you know they make money off your pain. The longer it takes for you to get better, the more money they make because they get paid in working with you. I'm offering stuff to y'all for free, basically. And you don't even catch it. But now catch it. Because I'm telling you what Steve Copeland do. As a man that sponsors men, as a man that sponsors women if they need help, assistance. For a man that not only sponsors men and women, but deal with women and children as well. I got to shut my mouth and listen to you so I know the proper way to guide you, to get you the help that you need. I ain't no joke. I don't just run off at my mouth. Y'all can go anywhere else you want and just be with people that just talk. That's fine. It makes you feel important. Now, let me get back to this. Growing from boys to men. Growing from boys to men. First step. Build your foundations. Build your foundation. Boys learn. Men prepare. Build your foundation. Boys learn. Men prepare. Develop discipline and daily habits. Stay consistent in school and life. Train your mind and body. Read, learn, and stay curious. That's step 1. Build your foundation. Step 2, discover your purpose. You know, normally when you're young, you might have a vision. Say like somebody might ask you what you want to be when you get older. You might say a fireman. You might say a truck driver. You might say an electrician. You might say a school teacher. You might say a lawyer. You might say this, but the goal is find 2 things that you would want to do in life professionally. You know you want to get paid for it. We already know that. But if you didn't get paid, would you love doing it anyway? Trucking was one of mine, and cooking was the other. Trucking won it out. Discover, that's why number 2 said discover your purpose. Boys follow, men lead. Understand it. Boys follow, men lead. Identify your values and passion. Set goals and chase them. Surround yourself with positive influence. Believe in your potentials. So you got to believe in yourself. Whatever your vision is, whatever your dreams are. As a child, little Steve been playing soccer since he was 5 years old. His goal is to be a professional soccer player. I remember when I first met my second wife, she said she wanted to be a lawyer. I tried to encourage her. I tried to push her. She became a CNA. But guess what? My daughter went to college to be a lawyer. The 27-year-old said she wanted to be a lawyer too, but she ended up doing something different. But the youngest one got her bachelor's of art degree in criminal laws. She working in the law firm. She said, Dad, I'm going to take 2025 off so she can work and put some stuff together. And that's what she's doing. Then she going to sign up to get her license to become I'm going to say paralegal, to become a lawyer. Parents, that's why I say the stuff that I do. And that was number 2, discover your purpose. Number 3, master yourself. Master yourself. Control your emotions. Oh, that's out the window for me. That's out. That's out. That's out. That's out. I ain't got none. Control your emotions. Build mental toughness. Stay healthy and active. Practice self-discipline. That's number 3. Master yourself. Number 4, build your future. Number 4, build your future. Boys make excuses. Men make moves. Can you understand the difference from being young or being a boy or being a child to saying that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, but you're not in the process of doing it? You're just talking. That's what this 4th step is talking about. Build your future. Boys make excuses. Men make moves. Put it to action. Invest in your education and skill, your education and your skills. Work with purpose and consistency. Manage your time and money. Create value and impact. Do you understand a little bit of what I'm saying? Like transitioning from that boy to that man. So when you're in your teenage years, right? Then you get in your early adulthood, right? Like your 20s to your 30s. By the time you get to your 30s and then you're hitting from 30s to 40s, you're not going to look at life the same. I already know it. Already know it. That's a part of growing up. Then from your 40s to your 50s, you're not going to see life the way you did in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, because now you're hitting towards your 50s. So I understand people have a tendency of saying age ain't nothing but a number. But it took time to get to this age too. Years of life experiences, challenges, trials, tribulation, overcoming, standing firm, falling down, getting back up, learning from it. Y'all don't want to hear that. Number 5, lead and leave a legacy. Let me read that again. Lead and leave a legacy. Boys live for themselves. Boys live for themselves. Men live for others. I got to do that again. I got to do that again. Lead and leave a legacy. Look what it said. Boys live for themselves. Men live for others. Y'all looking at a man that's taking his time out to encourage others, to empower others, to inspire others. Because I know the work it took for me to get here. And I understand the peace that is taking me to stay here. Lead with integrity. Next time y'all want to say, oh, that's his ego, that's his pride, this and that, make sure you get it right. Because it is. Lead with integrity and humility. Serve and lift others and lift others. What the heck? When I tell y'all I was called to the ministry, right? It's a calling. I tell y'all that all the time. It ain't something I woke up one day and said, I'm going to do this to do that. It's a calling. And basically, I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. It speaks for itself. You get what I'm saying? Just my actions speak for itself. Monitor the next generation. What is BMore? Team Talk Show. Parents, when I started that, is giving the youth a voice. You get it? Give them an outlet that they can talk about where they at, what's going on with them, blah, 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 right? To make a long story short. But then it hit me, excuse me, fam. The parents are the solution. Because we are the parents. So anytime our children going through certain things in life, we are their protectors. You get me? We want to make sure that they okay, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Physically too. But you want to make sure no matter what happens in life, y'all know we didn't get here overnight. We went through trials and tribulations, or we went through hell. You get it? And they going to go through it. But the goal is for us as parents, because we've been there, right? Help walk them through it when we can. I learned in my process, I'm a fixer. I want to fix you, but we can't fix everybody. They got to go through. You get me? So that's why BMore's Real Teen Talk Show came about. But I realized my great and wonderful parents, y'all are the solution. Because I remember my mother asked me, right? My mother asked me, by this time, family, y'all know I'm going to go there. Y'all know I'm going to go there, right? 11 years old. 13 years old. As soon as I turned 13, I was a teenager. Thunderbird in a cup like this. Thunderbird. This coffee TikTok is real good too. Coffee. Woo! French vanilla creamer. Abushi. I had a cup like that. For 13 years old, thinking it was okay. Because I was like of legal age in my mind. 14 years old. They called that the rich man high. That's why I share my story, right? 13, 14, and then around 15, I started doing both. Speedballing for TikTok's sake. Speedballing. Intravenously. 15. I used from the age 11 until I got 30. Now, I worked, I did what I had to do, but it was times where I would go to work and turn around and leave. It was times where I might have worked 6 months and I would turn around and quit. So the reason why I'm sharing is just because I remember my mother asking me. She said, Steve, matter of fact, I had something on my arm for TikTok's sake. Right? And I remember my mother asked me, what is that? I said, railroad tracks. Come on. I'm 15 years old. I couldn't even tell her why I was doing what I was doing when I was doing it. I couldn't even tell her because I didn't know. That's all I knew. I was running from something. And look, it helped me not look at me. Took me outside of myself. So I remember my mother asking me. So my mother passed when I was 26. So I got clean at 30. And after I started doing some work on myself, I remember her asking me, Steve, what is wrong with you? Why? I'm like, now I know what it is. Mama gone. Now can y'all really understand why I say the parents are the solution to the problem? What I mean when I say that, if your child is hurting in any kind of way, could be grape, could be the mental, emotional, the verbal abuse and stuff like that, take them to get some help. You know, because I know if you're anything like me, we're going to try to fix them ourselves. And sometimes it's too close for us because they know we parents. So sometimes, you know, we got to be like, well, you know, I'm going to sign you up for peer classes, peer groups, counseling. I'm talking about us too, man. That's why when I tell y'all I have 33 years clean from that lifestyle abuse. You get me? I have 33 years clean in that area. But it wasn't just that. It was food. It was lying. It was manipulating. I carried a lot of resentments. I carried a lot of anger. I carried a lot of fear. I didn't know. I thought it was just, well, actually, it was a part of life. But it was causing me to wreak a lot of unhealthy habits, or I'm trying to watch the words TikTok because I ain't trying to get you to throw me nothing up there, but just to help you relate a little bit, right, on to that childish, boyish, because I'm a boy that turned into a man behavior. You get me? From those childish behaviors. The blessing with me, family, and not just me, I'm talking about people that goes out and get therapy, get counseling, get into the Big Brother program or the Big Sisters program. We only getting involved with people that can better guide our lives. But their life had to be in order for them to guide us. I'm sharing that personally. Hey, Sean, I'm sharing it personally. If my life is not in order, then I can't help nobody else. That's why when y'all hear me say my 12-step spiritual program, I'm talking about how my life got turned around. And I almost sung that song. I went to Chicago, little bit. Stop. Hey, Sean, it popped in my head. The Fresh Prince from Bel Air. But look, that was NA for me. That was my Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They drove me to a meeting and I stayed clean. They told me to get a sponsor in the home group and sit on the front row and take the cotton out your ears and put it in your mouth. And we want to know where the cop Steve will ask you. So I went to raise my hand to tell them where the cop. They said, I dare you. Yeah, just shut me down. I thank God for my predecessors. I thank God to sit here today, 33 years clean. January the 26th made 33 years. I want to say, when I said make 33 years, I wanted to say putting away those childish behaviors. Because that's what, look, that's what came to mind. Phyllis, that's what came to mind. 33 years of putting away the boyish behaviors. But y'all know, a lot of people don't understand. But when I came into the 12-step program 33 years ago, in order for you to share your experience, watch where I'm going, your strengths, watch where I'm going, your hopes in recovery, I had to go back and do some stuff, being clean now, but learn from it. So now if I hear another brother share about where he stuck at, or sister, where they stuck with certain things that they can't just let go, I'm like, ooh, I was there. And this is what I was able to do to come out of it and stay out of it a day at a time. So the same process, right, that they helped me with to let go of the smugs and the alcohol, the smacks, because smacks was a big one for me too. Food too. Food, all that stuff. Anything that took me outside of myself, I became addicted to. And guess what? What I realized too in that process, Phyllis, I knew certain things that it wasn't healthy for me. I knew it wasn't good for me. And I knew it could have unalived me, but I did it anyway. How many people can be honest about that? I knew there was a good chance. I'm talking about being clean, practicing certain behaviors. And I knew there was a good chance that I might not came out of it alive. But I did it anyway. And the only thing I could do after was, right, thank you, God, I made it through. So in saying this and that, and I keep saying it, family, I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I'm looking at the childish behaviors, even as an adult. Get where I'm coming from. Sometimes that child want to show up. That little 5-year-old want to show up and show off. And sometimes the honest mom, sometimes I gotta be like, no, you can't do this. You can't do. All right, TikTok, I'm not abusing me. Okay. I just thought about it, right? I just thought about it. Sometimes you gotta tell your flesh, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because the grown person has to take control of the childish person. Y'all get it? I'm talking about even with the woman. When you find yourself acting like that little sport little girl, blah, 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 ain't nothing wrong with it now. Don't get it wrong. But if she want to do something destructive, then that's when you got to step in. No, you can't. No. You talking to yourself. You talking to yourself, honest mom. I'm telling me, no, you can't do it, Steve. No, you can't. Ain't that a trip? You up here arguing with yourself. Conversating with yourself. I'm sitting up here looking at this little gray right here, right? And I was picking with my kids the other day, Dad. Now I'm 64. My ex-wife, give y'all a prime example now. Catch it. She's 48. So she's 15 years younger than me. So can you get where I'm going? I like younger females. Hey, Hoagie, I want to dye my beard. I told my kids, Hoagie, I said, if I dye my beard, I said, y'all new mother going to be young. They said, Dad, stop. They were like that. They looked at me like, man, you better not. I'm telling you. Oh, Jason, my kids looked at me. Now, mind you, Lil Steve 23, Sienna 25, Tashir 27. My thing is, they ain't gonna let y'all too close to me. Like, Dad, I don't like her. And if they see something in you I don't see, I might be like, bye you. Because if they feel as though you might not be good, I'm telling y'all, there's certain things I gotta watch out for, Jason. But I was picking with my kids Sunday, right? I said, Daddy wanna die this. Abby, if I die this, I'm 64. If I die this, and God forbid, I gotta get my teeth straight, but still, I'm already handsome as all outdoors. I already know that. I'm a very, very good looking man. At least that's what I tell myself all the time. You ain't got to tell me because I already know. I believe it. But look, I kind of laugh, right? Because I know I have to be careful, be honest with y'all, who I allow in my life. I'm a family man. And then I got grandkids. Hey, 7. So I'm not letting it. I'm talking about my goal when I start dating. Watch what I say. When I start dating to marry, I don't know. It might change once I turn 70. I don't know. But right now, I'm not trying to play house with nobody. Boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm not. If I make the commitment to just be with you, and then being a God-fearing man, right? You and I living together. In my mind, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm talking about like running around doing stuff like I used to do. You get me? Because I got that special someone. So it's to make you my wife. I'm going to ask you to marry me. But we're not going to be sitting up here playing house. I did that. My first wife, when I got into the church, I ended up marrying her. We were living in sin, And we came to God together, to release that sin. My second wife, the same things. See, I hear how y'all talk, right? Which is no problem. But if you really love, and I'm saying this for me, if you really love and care for that woman, gentlemen, and you're with her, gentlemen, y'all living like husband and wives, gentlemen, it's okay to get on your knees or jump out of a helicopter and ask her will she marry you. Just hope your parachute open up before you hit the ground, because she might say, yeah, is the insurance covered in my name? Catch the hand. No, but seriously though, I say some of the crazy stuff. No, but seriously though, I just don't. Come on, I'm not a kid. I'm a grown man, and then I'm a God fearing man. You get me? So I want to do it right by him. See where my hand is at? When I got married the second time, I understood the commitment a lot better than I did the first time in the sight of God with her. I understood it the second time a little bit more. So the goal wasn't to act like I did in the first marriage. It was to be a better man. I'm talking about me. And if any other man want to talk about him, talk about you. Or if any woman want to talk about you, talk about you. Know why? When I sit back and I say little stuff like this, cheating is wrong. Let me make that clear. Cheating is wrong. She did not deserve for me to cheat. But guess who did not? Guess who else did not deserve for me to cheat? Me. Because know who I really cheated on? I cheated on me. I went against everything that I believed and stepped the other way. I did. I took my body and laid it with other women. So I was doing myself a dishonor. So the next time y'all say, oh, he cheated on me or she cheated on me, no, she took that body, her body, his body, and they laid it with somebody else because I made the commitment with her. Catch what I'm saying? Because I had to flip it. I had to flip it. I'm like, Steve, I couldn't go to her. Why you always cheating when I'm the one? I had to come to myself, Steve. Why you always? I had to ask myself. I couldn't ask her because the problem was me. See, y'all get it real confused. That's why sometimes y'all be like, well, I don't understand this. Don't try to understand. Don't. I had to flip it, family. I had to look at Steve Copeland. What the freak is wrong with you, Mr. Copeland? That you felt like you needed to go and take yourself. And to be honest, I got to watch it for TikTok's sake because it was all about the smacks. So whenever I heard it, I ran to another poo-poo. Once I was out of that, it was like the world was crushing back down on me. So I ran to another one. I ran to another one. I ran to another one. And I didn't want you to know it. I didn't want you to know I was out there doing what I was doing. That was my ancient Chinese secret. But it was eating me up inside. Y'all see how you try to make it yours? Which I get you now. Come on, I get it. But what I understood, her body is her body. I don't know if she's doing this or she doing that. And my mind might say, oh, she doing it, she doing that. And I used to tell myself, stop. You was the problem, not her, Mr. Copeland. Even if From time to time, she might have. I don't know. Well, both of them. Right? And the only reason why I'm saying that, because in order for me to have peace in my cheating mind, I had to trust that she was doing the right thing. Don't that sound kind of awkward? But that's called self-work. See, that's being true to thyself. Not only that, now watch the man. Watch the man. Watch the man. By this time, best way I could put it, I'm an ordained deacon. My commitment was with God first, and then her. And then don't forget me. I went against everything I believed in. I failed God, I failed her, and I failed myself. So you know what I had to do? Get myself back right with me, first and foremost, in God. Because I needed to feel that covering back over my life again. I'm talking about the Holy Spirit. Okay? She can't put that there. No man, no woman can put that peace and that comfort back in you like the Holy Spirit. What's up, William? So once I did what I did, right, I felt lost. But it was like that prodigal son. I had to go home back to the Father. I needed to feel the covering of the Holy Spirit over my life again, rather she liked it or not, because it wasn't about her now. I'm the one. So I want y'all just learn from it, because I know what I did. I'm the one that had to find peace back in my spirit. Y'all might not believe in that sense, and it's okay. Because I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, so I needed to feel the comfort of the Holy Spirit over my life again. So I had to make it right with him. So number one, y'all know I had to stop that behavior, right? Oh! You want to hear the process? I had to stop the behavior. This is what I told my second wife. If you cannot be with me without beating me up for what I've done, you can go. Want me to say it again? I was listening to a lady the other day talking about her husband for 6 years, what he did. I wish I was there to tell her. Number one, it wasn't your fault. He the one got to deal with that shame and guilt. I know she might have felt like she wasn't doing the right thing. She wasn't good enough. She wasn't this, because that's what we do. We'll turn around. Well, I could have this, I could have that. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's the individual that's doing it. So I told her. Now, by this time, understand, her and I was arguing back and forth like crazy anyway. She ended up calling me a hypocritical bitch right after I got ordained deacon. Now, I'm not saying that was the right thing to do. I went in my feeble mind and I said, I'm going to fix you. Listen to what I said. I went in my feeble mind and I said, I'm going to fix you. And I started cheating. Calling myself, I'm going to fix you. Who do you think I hurt? Me. I took this body and laid it with other women. I didn't have to. I was hurt. A therapist told me, he said, you felt weak. He said, you felt weak to your feelings and emotions. I was like, huh? Because I made a conscious decision. I thought about it. And I went and I cheated. He said, no, you felt weak to your feelings and emotions. I said, God dang. The little boy. You get it? The little boy. When he said you felt weak to your feelings and emotions, the little boy ran. The little boy went searching for comfort in other places. I can't even say the big boy. The man had to gain control back over the little boy. Stop it, Steve. Stop. But guess what? I walked away. I walked away from my first marriage. But see, now, mind you, listen to the words. So next time y'all say it to somebody, if you want to cheat, just go ahead and leave. Sounds good, don't it? If you want to leave, if you want to cheat, just go ahead and leave. It sounds good, but you was right. I didn't realize that till later too, right? I said, look, reason why I'm laughing, because I'm like, that shit sound good. It wasn't that easy just to leave. So now, right, I laugh about it because when I hear people say certain things, I'm like, it's easier said than done. And then it dawned on me, y'all, because I have a tendency of looking at me, right? I was ready to go anyway. I just wasn't man enough to just leave. So eventually my first wife set me free. And she told me, you can go. I had a house, her and the kids was living in, and I had another house about 5 blocks down the street with me and somebody else was in. I was home crying because I was torn between the two. My first wife, I've been knowing for 46 years now. She said, Steve, she said, I know you love me, but I understand you're not in love with me. She said, you can go. And when she told me I could go, do y'all realize the weight that was lifted off of me? She set me free for my bull crap. I went back to the other house that only lasted 6 months, and I was gone from there. I said, I will never make my side chick again my main chick. Listen to what I'm saying. You already cheating. You already being deceitful. But you think you can make something honest when you already being deceitful? It didn't work. So when I started the second time, y'all know I got a little education there, right? Don't make your side piece your main piece. I'm like, Steve, y'all ain't gonna like me. Y'all be like, oh, he talk too much. He tell everything. He tell everything. Set myself free. Because that was years ago. Y'all know that was years and years. I'm telling you, that ain't something that happened now. That was years ago. That's why I'm able to talk about, shared life experiences, right? And how I was able to overcome the trials and the tribulations. Somebody need to hear what I'm saying. And this is what God told me. All right, go ahead, bro. This is what God told me. Because I make mistakes in life. And it's to help people understand that even though you make mistakes, get up and keep moving in a healthy, more positive, energized way. Because you're going to fall short again for something. That's life. I'm not going to sit up here because, look, I love Jesus Christ. That's why I do what I do. That's why I can be so honest and deep about what's going on or what had happened. I'm sorry. I'm telling y'all about me. I ain't got to sit up here as a Christian man, as an ordained deacon, as a minister for Christ. I don't have to hide behind Bible like I don't fall short. That's why I love Paul's story. Because Paul said, it's the good in me I ought to do, but it's the evil in me I keep finding myself doing. But no matter what, he never stopped walking in the ministry. People will try to nail you to the cross for being human. What do I look like doing it? And then I call myself a fisher of men. I was called. I was taught. That's why I share my personal experience. Not what I think, not how I feel, not what I research, not what I study. It's personal. Then I can share with you how you can overcome it. That's the whole goal. To let people know we fall down, but we get back up. And what do I look like beating you down for the stuff that you're doing in your life? Most people that do stuff like that is miserable. Misery love company. When your mind is running 100 miles an hour, that's why they got medication for it. That's why they have a therapist for it, a counselor for it. If you can't open up your mouth to help empower your people, stop blaming it on the white man. Do it again. When we the ones turn each other down. There ain't a white man in the room. And then we'll holler, but the YT. Where? Where? And I'm not saying they not, don't get it wrong, but it's a bunch of black ones too that don't want to see us be successful. I know that well too much because of the work I do. But acts haven't stopped me from doing what I was called to do. No, it has not. They got their jobs to do and I had mine. I'm very, 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 very damn good at what I do. Believe me. Believe me. When you live that street life and you used to recognize and line, manipulate no good son of a sea biscuits like you used to be, you see yourself. That childish behavior, that boy to men. How many men you know can get up here and go as deep as this one here? How many? And I know for a fact I'm being seen all over. I know it. 3 of my Facebook pages, I'm streaming to. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I keep calling, which is X. Right here, I'm looking right at it. This is how I encourage and motivate and empower the people, whether you like it or not, because it's not for everybody. I already know it. See that serious look on my face? See it? That means I ain't playing. Wait a minute, let me get the smile off. I mean, look, I mean, that's why people don't like me. They be like, he just, look, and he's a Pisces. He's a Pisces. He's a loving, caring, kind person. And he wants the best for everybody else, but he ain't nothing. That's your bull crap. I know who I am inside. I know who called me. You better find out who called you. Anytime, right? 33 years clean. I can share about the recovery process. Being an ordained deacon, a minister for Christ, I can share about the connection with, my relationship with Jesus Christ.
But his name was Yahweh.
I don't care. Call him what you want. Jehovah Jireh. Call him what you want. Buddha. Call him what you want. If that's how he introduced himself to you, that's fine. As Yahweh. Allah. I am. If that's how he introduced himself, and I'm talking about the creator, to you, I go through him by the way of Jesus Christ. You want me to stop believing in what I believe for you? You don't want that. You don't want that. And I know today I'm a better man than I ever been in my life. And you think I'm going to turn around and jump to something else? Well, come over here, because we turn to the west. We turn to the south. I ain't got to go nowhere. I can sit right here. Lord, thank you. I love you. I honor you. I adore you. If I want to get on my knees, I can get on my knees. If I want to hang out the window. And guess what? If I don't even open up my mouth and just say, Lord, I love you. I honor you. I adore you. In my head, he already know. He already know. He already know I love him because of the things that I'm doing. Just giving back. You ain't got to tell me. You better make sure y'all straight. You better make sure you straight with them. Oh, hold up. Don't act like you don't see me right here. And one thing I was taught a long time ago, right? Don't ever get caught up in the views. It was a lady in Africa told me that. She lived in the United States, but she had went to Africa. And she told me, she said, Steve, I'm watching you all the way from Africa. Maxwell Harris is in Africa as well. So I know for a fact, when I open up my mouth, somebody somewhere need to hear what I'm saying. Somebody trying to I'm reading these notifications coming through. I had to call the bank and stuff about your ad account is updated. No, it's not even. You better get that business, whatever. It ain't updated here. So I'm gonna have to call them again. I'm gonna have to call these people back. Somebody playing with my account. Put my money back. But yeah, look, family, I am going to end this And I just want to say, Baltimore City, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. And I just want to say thanks for your love and your support. Um, Strengthen the community. If somebody want to send me a message from there, I can read it over here. My YouTube, Sam been on my YouTube communicating to me from my YouTube channel. And it's a couple of other people from different countries that might tap in sometimes. But now my Twitch, I can see them, right? If anybody wanted to comment and ask a question, I can see them. The only one that I can't see is my main, and I don't know why it's doing that. If you are trying to communicate with me, oh, today Wednesday, they're having something at the church. That's why I'm. Can you see why? If you are trying to communicate with me from my regular, I don't know why, Facebook page, right? I can't see it. From my regular, y'all hear Facebook page, right? That's my regular, my main Facebook page. I don't know why it's not letting me do it, but either way, um, and this is how I check from time to time to make sure that I'm live streaming over to these other platforms. I pay for the service to be able to live stream like that. See, I'm on Twitch. See, all of my live stream platforms, I'm trying to get them to grow. That's why I push like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. Now I'm on my X. Like I said, I just go because I just want to make sure that I'm streaming. Now I know I'm streaming to YouTube. That's not an issue. Just double checking. And I like the fact that I can sit here in one spot and I'm live streaming to actually 7 other platforms at one time. Now, TikTok doesn't do the third party thing, so I couldn't put them in. I had to do them separate. Yep. And this is what it is, family. It's like, I pray, Lord, what do you want me to share about the day, or what do you want me to talk about? Or it might be something before I fall off to sleep. Could be 1 o'clock. He might lay something on my spirit to send out just for what we're going to talk about today. Like I said, I don't know. When I open up my mouth, I don't know who might need to hear what I'm saying out my mouth. I don't know. Now, mine is called the couch talk, conversation, right? So if you going through something and you feel as though you need to talk and get it off, on my TikTok platform, I can bring up 8. Over here on this one, I can bring up probably 8 too. But the thing is, I would have to send you an invite, and you have to go through the regular process in coming up here that we can talk about things. But if you come up, my thing is, and if you say like you already done worked out a certain situation in your life, I want you to share that with people just to help somebody who might be stuck somewhere and can't figure out how to come up out of it and stay out of it. You see how I use those words? Because even though we have challenges, we have obstacles, sometimes people stay stuck in it because they don't know the steps of coming up out of it, the working steps, the proper steps to take to come up out of it and stay out of it. So let me do this again, family, just in case I didn't finish this. But this was the fifth one. And it said lead. It says lead. Then it says leave a legacy. This, what I'm talking about, is from boys, growing from boys to men, boys to men, boys to men, right? And the fifth one talks about lead and leave a legacy. And when it said that, family, leaving a legacy, and I got to watch this for TikTok's sake, I already know. If God called me home today, tomorrow, whenever, my name going to go on forever. My legacy. The videos that I do, y'all know a lot of the technology that they have out there, it'll be stored somewhere. It'll be played here and there for them to make money off it. The work that I was able to do in Baltimore City with other nonprofit organizations, you know, I can look that up. I can look it up. Just mention whatever it was, it'll pull it right up on Google or AI. And when I mention Communities United, when I mention American Civil Liberty Union, or when Communities United is the Baltimore branch of the Center for Popular Democracy, those are organizations that fight for your civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. Not just black people. So when y'all hear me say things like a human rights advocate, that's because I'm with organizations that don't just fight for the rights of the black people. Communities United was designed to fight for the democracy of the black people in the inner city poor communities. That's their mission. I was a board member there for almost 2 years as well. So I know the work they do. The ACLU, I know the work they do. Lead and leave a legacy. Boys live for themselves. This was just saying, I asked them to send me a 5-step process, right? I can talk about. Boys live for themselves. Men live for others. This basically just a little statement right there. It says a lot about me, my character, my personality, of the things that I do. Once I was able to get a better understanding about Steve, get a better grip on my life, now I can go back and I can help others. Most of all, I'm not practicing a lot of the stuff that I used to. That's the blessing. Lead with integrity and humility. Remember, I always talk about imitating Christ's humility. When I say I'm a loving, kind, considerate man, I'm talking about now the characteristics, the personality. All of us got them, of being loving, kind, considerate, and thoughtful. That's imitating Christ's humility. That's in the Bible. Lead with integrity. Now, Baltimore City, y'all know, it's y'all fault. Y'all the one that labeled me the big mouth, bald head, black dude. The big mouth, bald head, black dude. It hurt my feelings though. But just because I know I run off in my mouth, right? The big mouth, boy, he black dude. I said, I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna carry it. So my voice speaks for itself. And then I realized too, I'm a warrior for Christ. My mouth is my biggest weapon when it comes to speaking up for the truth or representing the truth. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your preacher. I deliver a message. And sometimes it's not. Um, might sound not productive, but it is. Because it's the truth. I don't have to be fake and phony for nobody. And anybody that knows Big Unc knows Big Unc is not trying to be fake and phony for nobody. It's about keeping it real. Boys to men. All right. Serve and lift up others. Mentor the next generation. And I wanted to repeat this again, family, because y'all know just before a few of y'all came on, the Couch Conversation Show is basically for us as adults to be, hey, Belinda, to be able to talk about, whatever, life in general, whatever. You get me? Baltimore's Real Teen Talk Show is giving our youth a voice. Now, when I created that, I'm looking at a lot of our youth, and I gotta watch it for TikTok's sake, family. That's being raped, being funded, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually being abused. You get me? As children. But now, the group that I'm targeting is from 13 to 19, giving them a voice. So that's why when y'all hear me say stuff like the youth and young adults, 13 to 19, I know men and women with programs that they work with from, say, I'm gonna say I do 13 on up, but I don't mind if they 11, 12, whatever. I don't mind. The parents just gotta come along. You get me. But the point I'm trying to make is it's other organizations that work with from younger than that. Then it's other groups that work with them from 19 on up to about 25. Because they say the ones between 13 and 19 is more hard, to work with. My thing is send them. But you know why? I was once 13. I was one big, evil, nasty dude. Didn't realize how much pain I had inside. So the goal is, family, whenever I say that, is getting to the root cause. So when I started that, watch how I do this. Giving our youth a voice. That's what the Teen Talk Show is about. But then it hit me one day, parents, and I shared this earlier, so y'all know I'm getting ready to end this, right? Parents, you are the solution because they are your children. They are your youth. They are your young adults. Whatever trauma, childhood, whatever issues they dealing with, the parents is the ones that have to get them the proper help. So when I did that, I realized y'all are the solution, or let me say we are, to whatever our children are going through. To comfort them, to talk with them, to embrace them. What's up, family? It's the parents. You want to empower them. A lot of them dealing with peer pressure. A lot of them dealing with trying to fit in because they might feel like their self-esteem is low. They beautiful is all outdoors. Like my niece just popped up here. I ain't got to tell her nothing. All her pictures speak for themselves. But look, not only her sisters too. I'm telling you, her mama raised them very well, which is my oldest niece. And they all, to me, successful women. And my nephews too, don't get it wrong. Because to me, they don't live nothing like we did when we was coming up. I'm proud of them. I'm very, very proud of them. When I got clean, January the 26th, 1993, I was the first one of my mother's sons that got clean and stayed clean. And recovery-wise. My brother's a counselor. One of them is a counselor. My other one went to, my oldest brother, he went to Atlanta. Doing his own thing business-wise. It dawned on me one day, Baltimore City. That generational curse is broken. My oldest daughter was going on 4 when I got clean. She don't use. My 25-year-old, she don't use. My son, they don't use. And it dawned on me one day. I was afraid because, we can pass stuff down, but you know what hit me? They came after. So they never seen their father caught up in the game or caught up in the lifestyle. And there's a good chance it hit me that they won't do it because it's not something that they grew up around. Do y'all know that thing hit me one day? I was like, oh my God. Little Steve started playing soccer at 5, 4 or 5, one of them right there, right? He was the only black kid on the team for the longest time, longest years. So most of his friends are white. Then as he began to expand, right, I'm looking at people from all culture playing soccer. Y'all know they call it football, right? So I'm looking at how he's being exposed. 15 years old, Baltimore City. Adidas invited little Steve to Amsterdam. They invited him to Amsterdam to represent Baltimore City in the United States, to train with some professionals. And they played with the Dutch, U15, and they beat them. Little Steve and them beat them. Now, this is a professional soccer team because the goal was to get little Steve over there so he can start making millions at that age. But I was looking for a FIFA agent for him and all that. Guess what? Mayor Pugh was going through her stuff. So Kevin Healy and I was going to tell her that little Steve was invited to represent Baltimore City in the United States over in Amsterdam. I took him. Little Steve was 14 years old. He was a water boy for Mount Carmel. I don't know which one it was, but somebody told the coach how good little Steve was, right? Or is, I'm sorry. So they asked little Steve to play with them in their championship game. He was 14 years old. Mount Carmel, having won a soccer championship in like 17 years, Steve helped break it. They won. He was 14. They broke it. He's considered as a collegiate player when he was younger. That's just how good he is. One day, me and little Steve was riding, right? Now, mind you, he got a ring. I'm going to say your name. I don't care if you like it or not. Kim Klasick husband. And my son, his son, they grew up together. He helped Malcolm get them the rings. He told me don't tell nobody. That was like a while back now, right? What, about 9 years now, right? When I talked with him one day, I said, thanks for, doing what you did. He said, yeah, don't tell nobody. Whatever. Whatever. I'm like your ex-wife. She does her thing. I do mine on my talk show. But look, he had a watch on one year, and I'm like, Steve, where you get that from? They had won the second year in a row. You can look this up. It'll tell you. I'm telling you this. But little Steve, they built the whole soccer team around little Steve. Ask Kevin Healy and them. Mike Conway. They wanted Steve so bad. My wife finally, at that time, his mother, finally let him go and play with them. It's a traveling team. Whenever it came to catching planes, I would take them. If they went to Florida and my wife wanted to drive, they would take them. It'll tell you the team he playing for now. Then my 25-year-old daughter went to the Seed School. Then she ended up going to Hood College. Got her Bachelor's of Art degree in criminal justice. She working in a law firm now. Getting ready to go back to become a lawyer. Well, wherever she do it or not, she's a paralegal, so she's doing pretty fair. For where she at. That's all I'm trying to say. So remember what I said about that generational curse with the smugs and the alcohol and all of that? Passed down generation after generation after generation. Boom. Now, it's not to say they might not, like if they go out to dinner or something like that, they might grab a little something. But they live nothing like we did. And if y'all want to sit back and say this, because I know how we like to turn a good thing into something bad. He bragging, he boasting, he this, he that. Why not? Why not? Tell me. Why not? I look at the work. His mother now. Both of the mothers. And I did for our children to be responsible and productive. My oldest daughter is an LPN. And I wouldn't be surprised when she called me. She probably say, Dad, I'm an RN now. Got 2 children by the same guy. Had her own place for the longest time. She's a woman. Independent. And the reason why I'm saying this, family, because a lot of boys that's supposed to be men, you will start feeling intimidated by women that's working to live a better independent life. I have a housing program. Most of the women and children I work with is on social service. The goal is to help them to become more independent so they can maintain a decent household and financially be able to take care of that. Because a lot of men, or let me say boys, a lot of boys then created babies that you want to brag and boast about, but you don't want to help take care of. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm a 64-year-old man whose father, I don't even know if he's living or not. So you know if you come at me like that, when I know you got children and you're not trying to be a part of their lives, and I understand you and the mother might not get along, whatever. Y'all was getting along before, right? Now all of a sudden y'all mad with each other. What the freak is that? Don't put the kids in the middle. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes I wonder if my father's still living or not. Why you ain't come look for me? But guess what? This is what I said. As mine started coming along, I'm going to be a better father to mine than what he ever was to me. Love you, baby. I'm going to be a better father to my children than what he ever was to me. Thanks, Queen. That's my baby, y'all. And I was so proud. I'm watching her mother and her grandmother down at the grave site of my sister and her aunt, loving them, and they down there wiping it off. Thanks, Queen. I thank my mother. I thank my mother. Out of everything we've been through, I thank my mother for teaching me. Men take care of their responsibilities. You get what I'm saying, brothers? My mother taught me. I know. Sometimes when I look at it, right, and if she was here, she would have been crazy about y'all. Look at your grandmother. Look at your grandmother. Look at Darlene. So imagine if mine was here. Imagine if mine was here. And I'm talking about, look, when I seen Darlene and Rhonda together down at the cemetery, I gotta watch it for TikTok's sake. But when I seen them two together, it took me way, way back to when I first met Darlene. Rhonda wasn't even born then. But when I watched them two, I went all the way back. Tell your grandmother what I said and your mother. When I watched them two doing what they was doing at the cemetery, wiping everything down and blah, cleaning the, I went right back to when I first met. My mind took me right back to Woodbrook. I think your grandmother was about 19 back then. Took me way back. I'm telling y'all. Family. And that's what I'm looking at, family. Even though we might not be around each other like we used to, family. And I'm really proud when I can sit back and watch her and the things she's doing with her life and her son. Then my other niece who does hair and everything. And God knows the two youngest ones, I'm like, God dang. Telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm trying my best Hold my tears back. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling when you can sit back, right, and just look over at your family. It's a beautiful feeling. I thank God to have a clear, sober mind. I thank God. Even though, and I picked with, I'm gonna say both of my ex-wives, we still friends, no matter what, even though we not together. My first wife was my best wife. My second wife taught me the work that it takes to keep a marriage together. So look, I know the work it takes to keep a relationship going. It takes work. Some people make y'all think it's like, no, you got two different people. Y'all gonna always have your little ups and downs. I don't like you. I don't like you, but I love you. Go on in that room. Get down there, man. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I learned. I learned. I believe that's why too. I have no problem being straightforward. Because as a Christian man, I looked for things to be perfect. I did. And some people will look at people in the Bible and they fail to see they was human beings just like us. They made mistakes too. That's why I said I'm gonna move away from certain things, right? Because you're not gonna be with me. Excuse me, family. You're not gonna be with me and then act like you don't make mistakes or you don't hurt. Because that'll make me want what's wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm human. I got feelings and emotions. I'm a crybaby. I'm a Pisces. I want to know why y'all been talking about us lately. And I'm gonna tell y'all when I get sick and tired of you, I'll back up off you. I will. Somebody was talking about a Pisces so bad the other day. Said Pisces is the worst people you ever wanted, this and that, this and that, this and that. And then he flipped it to tell you about our behaviors and our attitude and how we will shut you out. I said, thank you for clearing me up. Because I'm telling you, it's like I'm at a point where I don't tolerate a lot. I don't tolerate. Now, I might go on some of the platforms on TikTok, certain ones. I'm going to come up, Big Unc going to pick with you for a while, put you in your place, and then I'm going to tell y'all, bye. I let y'all bite so y'all can continue acting like a fool. Big Unc is going down. But I understand that's what people is at. And y'all teach me a lot for an old head. Mind my goddamn business and keep my peace of mind. That's more important to me than anything else. Other than my Diet Pepsi. I got Diet Pepsi. And I got my coffee. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, because I was gonna end this a while back. But because I normally try to do at least 2 hours from 6 to 8. Once I get better at inviting people up on my restream, no, StreamYard. Once I get better at inviting people up, I do want to invite like professionals. If you're a PRP, if you're a counselor, if you're a therapist, if you study hypnosis or hypnotize, to better work with the people. if you are holistic, I'm trying to get into that. I'm not trying to get into it. But what I'm saying is, if you the type of person that's into earthly stuff, you get me, um, that can help people deals with this and cope with life a little better compared to putting them on meds. You get me? I would love to talk with people like that as well. To help people, feed them what you can. Now, let me, because I have to clear this up. I know a lot of y'all are held bound by HIPAA laws. I know a lot of the professionals are held bound by HIPAA laws. I am a sponsor. I sponsor men. I sponsor women. I sponsor basically women with children. Basically, I didn't know. My goal is just to help people turn the quality of their lives around. You get me? I didn't know that I was considered as a life coach. Somebody told me that. They said, Steve, you know what you is? I'm like, I'm just the type of man that like helping people. You know, my life turned around. God helped me. So I'm sharing a process of change with you. They said, you are a life coach. And I looked it up. The only reason why I did not study for the license, because I was, I like talking deep. I like talking personal. As a sponsor, right? I'm going to help you understand the process of learning to love yourself and care back for yourself. That's what I do. So if your thinking is unhealthy, your actions, like your life is spiraling out of control, your finances and all that type of stuff, the goal is to help you get a grip back over your life. That's what the LaTanya D. Copeland Housing Program is about. It's to help you, but it's professionals that I will guide you to once you come to me. I'm going to guide you to the licensed professionals. But the thing is, I want you to learn to be honest with yourself. Look who I'm pointing at. I want you to understand how to have faith back in yourself. I want you to understand the importance of trusting back in yourself. Because once you start believing, because if your self-esteem now, keep in mind, because I'm going here, if your self-esteem is low, the goal is to help build back up on it. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you're going to hear me talk about it all the time. So that way, when you talk with your PRP, you can be straightforward. Might take a while. That way, when you talk with a therapist, if we feel as though you need a therapist, right, you can go to them and be honest with yourself. A lot of people don't open up, which basically in the beginning. A lot of people don't open up because if they don't really know you, they don't trust you, they're not going to tell you a lot about them. I can get people to tell me a lot. You know why? Because I basically can relate. But if you study to get your license and you have not experienced a lot of what somebody is telling you, they're not going to feel comfortable going real deep with you. They're going to prolong it. I already know. I already know it takes time. But the goal is, you see me running off in my mouth, right? It starts with communication. And then once you and I are sitting down talking, I'm watching you. If you got your head down doing this and doing that, but man, you talking, I'm going to tell you, look at me. Look at me. Basically, look where my eyes, because you don't have to look away from me. This is how I do when I interview people for the program. And I recognize your self-esteem is real low. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I want you to feel comfortable. But you got to feel comfortable inside yourself. Because you're talking to somebody. As long as you're being honest with me about what's going on with you, I can get you the proper help that you need. You want me to say that again? The same way I sponsor people in recovery, I do that the same process. The same process in helping people to get to know themselves. Did you lose me? It's an inside out job. Hey, Dr. Alex, it's an inside out job. So if you're not comfortable with yourself, you're not going to look inside yourself. So the goal is to encourage you to build up on your self-esteem. I'm looking at you and I can see. Like I said, if I'm talking to you one-on-one like this, you see I ain't turn my head away, right? And if you over there like this, I'm going to tell you, look up at me. If you looking all around everywhere else, I'm going to tell you, stop and look at me. That's just to get your focus. Because I already know the courage and the confidence is not really there, but it's to help build on it. And as we begin to talk and you begin to feel comfortable, a lot of times people will share things with you that they say they would never tell nobody. See, those are the type of conversations I like, Dr. Alex. The stuff that you said you're going to carry to your unalive. Come on, let it out. You're better than anything you're feeling inside. The fourth step in our process, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to have faith in yourself. You got to trust in yourself. Because once you're able to gather those three processes right there, they are spiritual feelings. It's the spirit, confidence, courage, motivation, powering. What you're going to do is go inside of yourself and look at those demons that you're running away from. Now you're looking at it on a deeper level. So now you going in because you got some spiritual information to put on that old stuff. I ain't afraid of you no more. And you looking at yourself. That 3-year-old, that 5-year-old, that 10-year-old. You're addressing those childhood experiences. This is how I work with people. But you got to be comfortable with you. Once you able to get in touch with the resentment, the anger, the fear, the jealousies, the insecurities, all those things that cause you a lot of pain and misery all your life. Hurt people. So whoever hurted you, you hurted other people. So you have to learn to forgive yourself and forgive them, because whatever happened in the past happened. We can't change it. Acceptance is the key to life. So once you're able to address your past, as your sponsor, you'll sit down and tell me. I will look at the things that caused you a lot of pain and misery all your life. And the goal is, if you carry resentments, you have to practice some forgiveness, love, some acceptance, anger, fear, faith, trust. Listen to what I'm saying. But it's in here. Believing back in you. This is how I take people through a process. And once we realize the things that's been causing you, a bunch of pain and misery all your life, and now you have some morals, values, and principles to fight it off, you ask God to remove those things. It's only a day at a time. The resentment, the anger, the fear, the jealousy, the distrust, the abandonment issues. a day at a time. But you putting that love, acceptance, you putting something positive, you get it? On that negative, you putting something positive. Love you for who you are. Whatever happened in our past happened. We can't change it. Only thing we can change is our attitude and how we feel about it in the here and now. So in that process, right, I'm looking at the jealousy. I'm looking at the insecurities. I'm looking at the distrust. I'm looking at the lying. I'm looking at the manipulating and stuff like that. I don't want to be that little angry, hurt boy no more. It takes work. Don't get it wrong. It takes work. So now, even though I done some destructive stuff, I had to make a list of the people that I harmed because of my sickness, because of my madness. I had to prepare to go back and tell them I apologize. Some people you will never be able to make amends to. And you can't be too specific because it could be something there that makes them want to take your butt down. That's all I'm saying, right? You can just say, how about that? Just don't do it no more. You get it? Just don't do it no more. That's all. Just don't practice that one no more. Learn from it. Because you're going to make new mistakes. Just learn from them. So I had to make a list of the people. I put everybody on that list but me. And then I had to go back and put me on top of everybody to make amends with self first. A lot of times when y'all hear me talking, I talk about a self inventory, right? I already know what my past looked like. So the goal is to stay on the straight and narrow. If I find myself practicing a lot of old stuff, is get your butt back over here. It's not that complicated, family. A lot of the stuff that I used to do, if I'm practicing it and I realize it, I gotta surrender again and let it go. That's because I want peace in my life. It's nothing like having peace in here. You do what you can, and what you can, it's like, all right, God, you got it. I gotta say that a lot. Cause y'all know my goal is I gotta remind myself Jesus Christ is my big brother. Listen to what I said. Sometimes I have to remind myself Jesus Christ is my big brother. And I'm not Jesus. I'm shocked you didn't. Sometimes I got to Steve, stop. Stop. You help people as much as you can, but then you want to fix and mold them and shape them and blah, 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 blah. You're not Christ. Back up. All right. Now see how I can say that. And that's because of the relationship. I look at Christ as my big brother. I look at Christ. Now we talking about the man, okay? I look at him and I laugh myself sometimes, family, because I was gonna say some of the stuff I used to do. When I was down here acting like a total fool, even when I do this, I could see Jesus now. Dad, look at him. It's just my conversation. And they're showing his tail. And the father say, son, that's how I created him. He say, son, I put everything in him, and you already know that I called him to go back out and do. You already know it, right? Now, did I just not? Because I do it, y'all don't pay attention. I've talked about scripture. A story. I shared David's story the other day. How my life was like David's. Been married twice. Had women on the side. Didn't have no peace in my life. I had to get my life back right with God, the Creator, the Holy Spirit. That's where your peace come from. That's where your comfort come from. Did not Jesus say, I'm going to leave one behind? The comforter. So no matter what you're going through mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, if you rely more on the Spirit to comfort you, it'll put peace in those places. See, a lot of people can quote scripture. They can say things to us, right? But they say it. Listen to what I'm saying. They say it, but they don't really explain a process to recover. I didn't understand that for the longest time. So whenever I open up my mouth to say certain things, right, it's like it comes to life for me. It comes to life. Even when I look at Moses' story, then I look at me with the big mouth. I look at me as a community activist. I look at me as a community journalist. I look at me as a community organizer. Who are we fighting against? Hey, Breezy. So who are we fighting against? When they create laws, thanks, Breezy. Breezy said California in the house. Thank you. So look, when I look at the same way God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, it's like me talking to our politicians. They create laws, right? It's like me talking to our law enforcers. I'm talking about the police department, but I'm talking about the ones that use it to hurt people. Because you have a lot of people in politics and law enforcement who want to see people do the right things. They're not quick, some of them try not to condemn you. So they are not the ones that I'm talking to when I say certain things out my mouth. But rather than me talking, strengthen the community in a way that should explain it all. Strengthen the community to go back in and build up in the community. What did Christ did when he came here with the disciples? They went back into the community. They went into the areas where people was less fortunate. People that society, and that's your poor people, your smug at it, your 304s. No matter what, he gave them hope. That's all it was. Those that didn't have food, he made sure they had something to eat. Did he not? Those that had clothing, didn't have clothes and needed it. Did he not? Y'all know scripture, but y'all so busy talking about everybody else's stuff, which I get you. But those are the same individuals like you and I, men and women, that he empowered. The Holy Spirit came upon them. He empowered them. Rather they wrote the stories or somebody else wrote it for them and witnessing what they did. Your story is in scripture too. Your story is in the Bible. All right, I love y'all, family. I came on a little late, so it's letting me know I got 5 more minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end this. Now, I set it up where if you want to come on TikTok, if you feel as though you was called to embrace, empower, and motivate the lost generation, you're very welcome. I'm not for a bunch of chaos and confusion. I'm not. I'm not for that yelling and screaming and trying to put each other down. I'm not. But if, like I said, if you're going through something and you need to get it out, I have no problem listening. But now, when we give you the suggestions that you can take to turn your life around, the goal is take the suggestions. But if you want to stay stuck, hey, and I know all of that takes time. But no matter what, when you come on the couch conversation, it's about keeping it real if you want the proper help to move on with your life. You got to be honest with yourself. So I love y'all, Baltimore City. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I keep calling X Twitter. Twitter. Facebook. Strengthen the community. I'm looking at it. Stephen Copeland. I have about 14 social media pages. And normally before I go to sleep, like during the end of the day like this, I'm going to check through it. Checking messages, deleting messages, responding to messages. So, all right, family, I love y'all. Please continue enjoying your night and have a blessed evening.